Gentlemen, I want to start by explaining the difference between help and support. Help is when you need someone who is of an academic qualification to be able to help you navigate through some issue that you are dealing with. For example, if you have an alcoholic or substance problem, then having the proper help in the way of someone who's experienced, who's academic, who has the acumen and the ability to be able to offer that kind of help is absolutely needed. Now, on the other hand, support is absolutely different. Support helps you navigate through the issue while you are managing it. It acts as a pillar that's going to allow you to stand up and to face the circumstance on your own. Support is not someone or a group of people who are qualified to give you that type of help, but they're there for you to help you go through whatever you're dealing with at the time. I want to make that clear because my support group, the Single Fatherhood Experience, that meetup is designed so that men, single fathers, can have a community together. We can speak each other's language. Because single fatherhood, it's something that nobody understands except for other single fathers. As men, we have to stand up under every circumstance. No matter what, we have to put on that mask and we have to say, we can navigate through the challenge. Now, as men, that's what we're supposed to do. But also, in our minds, let's just be honest, the bombs are going off. And it makes things difficult to be able to navigate through and to be able to figure out if you're doing it correctly or understand that you may be judged by others on the outside. And how are you going to handle that? A good support system in place is going to allow you to understand how you can navigate those aspects because other men have gone through it and they can actually speak to you with expert advice based on experience. I tell a lot of the people that I work with, listen, I am not a academic psychologist. I don't have a master's in that field or PhD. But what I do have, I own a PhD in been there, done that. Because I've gone through a few harrowing experiences, not just as a single father, but in my situation, I also went through them as a widower. Back in 2016, I lost my wife to pneumonia. And on that same day, I became a single father. So I was navigating the emotional difficulties of losing the love of my wife. We had been married 17 years, together 26. I had to deal with that. And then at the same time, I had to navigate the learning curve of single fatherhood to two daughters. Now, I had to learn that at such a rapid speed, it was extremely challenging. What I learned was that although these things were difficult, although these things happen in such a rapid pace, at such a rapid pace, I learned how to do it. And in learning how to do these things, I obtained resilience. And a lot of that came from the fact that I got support. I also got therapeutic help because I was facing some issues related to I was an alcoholic. I was smoking a lot of weed at the time. I mean, I had lost my wife, and for me, it became an excuse to do these things. And I know a lot of men out here follow the same pattern because look, we don't want to get help. Men traditionally look, we don't get any help. We if we get lost, we figure it out instead of pulling by the gas station and asking for some help. So it's very difficult, and it's much easier for men to go down to the bar or go to their favorite dope spot and do their thing because it's comfortable at the time. It's what's familiar to them. What they don't understand, what we don't realize is that it's only making the monster bigger. See, in the beginning, it coddles us because it wants to suck us in. And then after a while, it gets very mean. That's why having a therapeutic approach, having some therapy available is always helpful. I tell men that it's not the type of thing to just look at one aspect. Look at both therapy and support as to the healing process at a much more rapid pace. It allows you to be able to not only manage whatever you're dealing with, but at the same time, be able to have a support system that's based off of experience of others. So there are people that can, again, speak your language. They can talk to you about circumstances that you are presently navigating. In this way, this combination gives you a platform that will allow the healing process to be able to flow a little bit easier because you're getting the help that you need from a academic, a therapist, a counselor, psychologist, someone who is helping you to manage the day-to-day feelings. Then you're also getting support from people who have been there, who understand what you're feeling, and they know how to have a conversation with you based on that fact. The reality is that you want to understand that support and help, they're two different things, but they should be used in tandem. That's why what I'm providing, and tonight is the premier meeting of the Single Fatherhood Experience Meetup group. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing it every other Tuesday going forward. Put it this way, you're a single father. For whatever reason you became a single father, there is a time period that you are going to need to understand how to be able to navigate it properly with other people. And having that conversation with another guy who's already been there is absolutely helpful, because if you have some type of question or concern, you know what? You broach it to the group, and maybe there's somebody in the group that has dealt with something similar. And you may be able to take what they've talked about and form fit it to your particular need. You see, this is not about doing it the way someone else says to do it. This is about having suggestions that can give you a avenue to go through. Everybody needs tools in their toolbox. And you may not use that tool, or you may not use the tool for the need that it's recommended for. Like, look at a hammer, for instance. Some people may use a hammer to pry out a nail or beat in a nail. And some people may use a hammer to smash a wall or a window because they want to expand their environment. Same tool, but the conditions that they're being used under are different. The Single Fatherhood Experience Meetup will help you to understand how to navigate that tool, whether it's something that you want to take out the toolbox and use, or something you want to keep in for later because there might be a situation in the future. Single fathers, we deal with all kinds of crazy shit every day. And the reality is that dealing with that means that we need to morph our tactics. We have to be adaptable, and we have to make sure that we're navigating our situations accordingly. And the best way to do that is to increase your resiliency. And a way to increase your resiliency is to get the support you need. Because there are going to be times where you may have some challenging circumstances, and you may want to be able to just have a conversation with somebody. Just talk to some people who know what you're dealing with. You see, we may have a lot of outside support. We may have girlfriends, wives, friends, but a lot of them don't understand what a man is thinking internally concerning their situation. But other men who have been there, they do. And that's why it's valuable to have a support system that you can access when you need it. Every tool is valuable, whether it's a therapeutic one or whether it's a support system. This is not a one or the other. This is when you utilize these things in tandem, it helps to navigate your healing process quicker. The goal is for you to be able to successfully navigate your single fatherhood journey and not just dealing with your personal healing, your personal situation. You also have to work with your children. You have to be a person who can understand how to speak with them, how to have a conversation with them so that they can understand whatever they're dealing with. Remember, children, they think in an emotional mindset much more than they use their logical brains. So you as a parent have to be able to navigate that portion, have that conversation with them, talk to them on their level. And doing that helps you actually build a stronger bond in your relationship between you and your child. Today's conversation is just simply about making sure that you understand the difference between help and support and realize that support is out there. And the Single Fatherhood Experience Meetup is a way to get the support that you need. So, again, take advantage. Go to the go to register at jl3motivation.com/RSVP to register for your free invite. This is a free event, and every 2 weeks we're going to be having this same thing because the goal is to build a community so that men can have that conversation with each other. We can share and swap advice. We can talk to each other. We can build understanding. And that's really what this is all about. So definitely come to tonight's event. It's 7:30 Central Standard Time or Central Time. And it's a free event. So go to jl3motivation.com/RSVP so that you can register for the event. And once you do, you'll have access to a support system that can allow you to better navigate your single parenting journey. I look forward to seeing you there.